Let's talk about forms. So forms, if we look on our Materialize website, we can go through and scan the different types of form tags. For instance, there is a typical input tag that has a type associated with it. In this instance, it's type text here. And there are different, ways you can display it using Materialize, a disabled, placeholder, non-placeholder, all that stuff. There's also a text area, which allows us to write on multiple different lines. There's also a select option. Now this one isn't the input tag, but rather a select tag. There's a drop down that has multiple options. There's also radio buttons, which allow you to choose between a group of things, right? Only one can be chosen at a time. And then there are check boxes, right? Check, yes, no. They also include switches, some file input stuff, ranges, date pickers. They go into a lot of stuff. What I want you to focus on is the core, right? So what I've pulled out here in our page here is a simple input type text up top, a text area to type in, and then our select option is going to be browser default for now. Once we get into JavaScript, I'll show you guys how to do the fancy way of doing a select option with Materialize, and then our simple radio buttons and our check on and off, right? So how this is set up in HTML is every individual input is surrounded by this div tag, and the class has input dash field and column small 12. Now there's one difference here. On the default selection, we actually don't include input dash field. For now, keep that in mind. Again, we will include it when we know JavaScript will make these better. But just know that. So I have a call small 12, call small 12, call small 12. So I'm just going all the way across on all these different elements, right? The first one is an input tag, and I place a type text on it. The next one is a text area tag, then a select tag, then our input tag again, but this one time it's a type radio, and our input tag again, but this time type checkbox. And that's how we get all the different options. What we'll do is we'll eventually have forms like these that will have people, fill out or react to, and we'll hit a submit button. And that submit button will then go capture these sets of information. Now, an important thing here is naming conventions. So they by default give it this first underscore name, text area 1. What I want us to do is try and use, again, common things that we can code in the background without looking at our HTML. So for instance, a text field should always start with txt, first name. And notice I lowercase the first one and then uppercase all the other ones, okay? Same thing here, text, text area, right? Or txt text area, right? And then here we can put in ID equals, for select, it's drop down list. So DBO, and then, browser, yeah. And then our next one is a radio. So for this one, I would do RDO, radio, color. And then I do RDO color, maybe 1 or 2, or if you want to do color red here, color yellow here, and then do, for checkboxes, CHK, check, and then, color. So keep these in mind, try and follow these when we're on inputs. They'll become very helpful when we have a lot of fields that we're taking from. That's it.